how social media slowly ruins society and what you can do. Let's see what this is about.
Every single day, an invisible war is being fought. It's not a war over borders, armies, or geopolitical agendas.
Right.
It's a war over the most precious resource in the world:
Attention, your time.
your attention. Every click,
Great editing.
scroll, and swipe is part of an invisible system designed to influence your mind, not by chance, but by design. We live in a time where the most advanced minds in psychology and technology have one mission:
Get it.
capture and hold your attention.
Yes.
And while they promise convenience, entertainment, and connection, the real cost
Is
is
your
your
time.
autonomy. The human mind is the ultimate prize. Tech giants, politicians, and advertisers all know this, and they have built multi-billion-dollar machines designed to pull you in, hook you, and keep you distracted. From the minute you wake up, you are bombarded by a relentless battle for your focus. Countless invisible actors and agendas all simultaneously vying for a slice of your mind. See, the war for attention isn't just about distraction, it's about control. It's a battle to influence how we think, what we value, and how we behave. And if we don't wake up to what's happening, we risk losing the most important thing we have: our ability to think for ourselves, the ability to direct your attention and to consciously choose what you consume and how you engage with it is the most powerful skill that you possess. So if you've reduced brain rot how you engage with
The ability to direct your attention, to consciously choose what you consume and how you engage is the most powerful skill you possess. And that is 100% on the money. You know why? Because your mind creates the reality around you, literally. So what you focus on, you will get. If you focus on what they're saying on social media about dating is trash because the woman want all these unrealistic standards and men are scared to approach women, well, if you're on that frequency, you'll attract people like that that are on that exact same frequency. You ever like thought of somebody, then they called you, or then you walked past them, or you saw them at a store? It's because whatever frequency you're on is where you'll experience in this life. So that is so important on what you focus on. This is 100% on the money.
it is the most powerful skill that you possess. So if you've reduced brain rot to being just a social media problem and concluding that we just need to reduce our screen time in order to improve our mental health, then I have bad news for you. You've only scratched the surface. This is the war of our time, and it's time we take action. In 1964, philosopher Marshall McLuhan coined the phrase, "the medium is the message," which suggests that the way information is delivered, the medium itself, shapes society more profoundly than the actual content of the message.
Is that true? Like I always say, YouTube isn't my purpose. YouTube is the medium for my purpose. Most people think YouTube, making YouTube videos, is their purpose. No. YouTube is the medium for you to connect with people, for people to find your frequency more rapidly in a physical vessel, right? So I wonder, like, does it matter? I don't know if I agree with that, because like I'm gonna hear his point out, but like I think the message will ultimately, no matter how it's given, will ultimately, even if not immediately, will stand the test of time and will outshine whichever medium it's brought through. You know what I mean? But then again, there's like Michael Jackson's where he the medium did always outshine whatever message he brought. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it depends on the medium.
In other words, the tools we use to communicate fundamentally alter how we think, how we engage with information, and how we behave.
Right.
Let's walk down history lane for a second. In 1837, the telegraph was invented, and for the first time in history, information could travel across the globe in a matter of minutes. And this technology marked the beginning of a shift. Speed became a more important feature of information than its depth and its usefulness. Headlines became more sensationalized to grab attention quickly. Stories became shorter, focusing on drama or novelty as opposed to depth. And meaningful local discussions were replaced by distant, fragmented bits of information that were often irrelevant to a person's everyday life. Then came the television, which combined moving images with sound, creating a highly stimulating experience that appeals to emotions rather than logic. Visual storytelling replaced the abstract, logical arguments which were typical of print. Think about it. When you are reading something, there is a certain speed at which you are processing the information, right? The format requires you to follow an author's entire train of thought. And by the very nature of the medium, you are going to be questioning what is being read. You are thinking with the author.
Right.
But now, with audiovisual mediums, right, like social media, YouTube, TikTok, the TV,
it doesn't, he's right, it doesn't allow you to think. Like, it's like whenever you, for instance, it's like when you watch a movie versus read a book. Whenever you read a book, it's more engaging for your mind. No, it's, I wouldn't even say it's more engaging. Yeah, it's more, it's like healthier for your mind because you use more muscle groups of your brain, right? You got to imagine what the author or this character's voice says. You imagine what this character looks like. You more vividly use your imagination to imagine what the land looks like. You have your own idea made up of this world, of this universe. But when you watch a video on it, or if you watch a movie on a book, then all those, your imagination shuts off because it's telling you what to think. It's telling you how to feel, what to think about certain things, instead of you deciding what things are. So he does actually have a point there.
everything, we are more susceptible to being persuaded with emotional storytelling. We are more susceptible to being persuaded by a speaker's charisma.
Yes.
Maybe by cognitive biases like the halo effect. We are more susceptible to being persuaded by storytelling tactics done by graphics, certain images that are shown, or by music, right?
Twitter, perfect example.
Music has a huge impact on how we feel.
Yeah.
But what relevance does music have to a news segment? What relevance does music have to something about politics? Nothing. But it's done as a storytelling device to make you feel a certain way. In 1960, the USA had its first ever televised presidential debate between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon. And this is the perfect example of how the medium impacts the message. See, Nixon was pale and sweaty under the studio lights. Visually, he lost the battle. Meanwhile, the polished and charismatic JFK won over the viewers on TV. And suddenly, politics wasn't just about the content of your ideas. It was about how you looked presenting them.
Yes, it's not about like who has the best argument, or it's how do people feel about you. Which is why women a lot of the times win a lot of cases, whether they're right or they're wrong, which I'm not saying I have a problem with it. I just want justice, and whoever's guilty needs to get their ass on, or whoever's not guilty needs to be, let go. But women are good at swaying emotions because they're so in tune with their emotions, and they understand how to manipulate energies for the right emotion, which is why women are really good with manipulating guys. I'm not saying manipulation is always a bad word, of course, but that is true. You got to make them feel the right thing. If you can't give them that feeling, or you don't got the look, it's hard to convince them to listen to you and buy into what you're selling.
It was a performance. To give you a reference point, compare this to the 1858 Lincoln-Douglas debates, which ultimately ended slavery in America. In one debate, Douglas discussed his viewpoint for 3 hours. Then, the audience went home for dinner, and when they returned, Lincoln spoke for another 3 hours.
Ew.
And then when that was done, Douglas responded with his rebuttal for an hour and a half.
Ew.
To think that
Yeah, nigga, I would not stand there for that shit. Niggas was on. We not even go. But listen, too, we not gonna sit here and act like niggas wasn't zoning out when they heard that shit. Like, bro, if you heard somebody talking for 3 hours straight, you telling me you not zoning out, bro? We go to school and have an assembly, and for 20 minutes we be zoning out. 10 minutes be zoning out. In class we be zoning out. That's always been a thing. That's never not been a thing. Let's be honest.
audience of today, myself included,
Stop it.
could sit through 7 hours of political discussion.
Bro, I don't like that though, because niggas like, I'm so tired of people ragging on our generation, or it's like they try to make it seem like the problems we got, other generations didn't have. Like the things we're going through, the problems we have, the uncertainty of the economy, the uncertainty of love, the uncertainty of relations, like that's always been a thing. Can it get worse with social media? Yes, but like we're not gonna act like everybody sat there for 3 hours for a debate. Humans aren't made to sit for 3 hours and just listen to debate. We're not gonna act like niggas wasn't zoning out, niggas wasn't falling asleep. Like niggas were falling asleep in class and zoning out. Didn't they say, who was the guy? I cannot tell a lie. That might have been Abraham Lincoln or George Washington was zoning out in class, or was it Ben Franklin? I don't know. Niggas just always been zoning out of class. Let's stop it. Just stop that. Stop.
Is laughable.
Stop.
And now social media has taken this to a whole new
Bro, and it all depends on the person. You can blame social media for your attention span. I'm not gonna lie, my mom has a terrible attention span. A lot of people have terrible attention spans, and it's for sure is fucked us as humans, kind of. But it's like it all comes down to you as a person. Like I feel like we can sit here and blame everybody else, and we can always blame the external for what's wrong in the internal. But the fact of the matter is, you don't look at your car and there's something wrong with your car's engine, your car's brain, heart, and you don't go, my car is messed up because everybody else's car is messed up, or my car is really messed up. The engine's really messed up because these roads are painted blue and it makes me focus on them, or because my like you don't look at the internal of your car broken down and go, let me fix the external. Let me go fix everybody else's car, criticize everybody else's car, or like paint my car. Like, no, you gotta fix the engine in your brain, and that comes down to what you put in it and what you don't. You know what I mean? So I don't like these points, not from just him, but just this overall rhetoric around the world is ruining our brains. No, you're ruining your brain. You're allowing like it's like they say everybody abuses me. No, you abuse yourself, so you allow others to abuse you. You don't love yourself, so you allow others to abuse you. That's what it comes down to, you know. So keep that in mind whenever attacking problems like this, instead of just blaming everybody else for what's wrong with you, and then using everybody else as an excuse for why you're fucked up.
level. Think about what wins elections today. It's not the candidate with the best ideas for the direction of the country.
This nigga Donald Trump did a many men to 50 Cent, and I'm pretty sure the shooting was staged, because who the hell do you know was gonna do this after getting shot? Nigga, I'm ducking and getting the fuck up out of there. You're crazy. A sniper? Crazy. That's a game. That's a game.
It's the candidate who understands
sniper, bro,
the cultural landscape of us. It's the candidate who knows how to play the medium. Today, elections are won by tweets, by memes, by one-liners shared on social media, or whoever has the best podcast appearances. And this is not a shot at either political candidate. This is not a political channel, because frankly, both of them did this, what I'm talking about. What I'm hoping you realize through this observation is that the best ideas don't win anymore. It's the people who know how to weaponize the landscape of the media. I mean, do you think Abraham Lincoln would have been able to end slavery if his arguments were reduced to a 60-second TikTok with Mr. Beast style captions, right? With his weird ass chin and his receding hairline on display.
That nigga
imagine being able to build anything.
That nigga look like he need a solid 24 hours
style,
of sleep. You know, one of those days where you wake up late and you realize the day's almost over, so you just go back to sleep, or you just stay in and binge watch on Netflix. He needs like a week worth of that.
Maybe, but maybe not. When a population becomes distracted by trivia, when cultural life is redefined as a perpetual round of entertainment, when serious public conversation becomes a form of baby talk, when, in short, a people become an audience and their public business a vaudeville act, then a nation finds itself at risk. Culture death is a clear possibility. That is a quote from Neil Postman's Amusing Ourselves to Death. It was a book published in 1985 which critiqued the current state of media, which at his time was the television, and it warned us of the potential downstream effects of this media. Now, in the book, Postman makes a comparison between Aldous Huxley's A Brave New World, which is a famous dystopian novel, and the potential future state of media. In Brave New World, society is controlled not by force, but through pleasure, through distraction, and through consumerism.
Like kind of like that image from WALL-E of all the humans, WALL-E humans. It's kind of, yeah. Is this what they're talking about? Is this what we are? That's tough.
The citizens in the novel would choose to take a drug called Soma, which kept them docile, happy, and disconnected from reality.
But see, that's even the thing like that, to say disconnected from reality. Your mind creates what you experience. I just explained to you guys how frequency works, right? The physical realm is a reflection of how you feel about reality. So people try to make it seem like reality has a negative connotation to it, and it's kind of like it's like mind programming. People try to make it seem like reality is negative when in actuality how you look at something determines how it looks at you, how it treats you. You know what I mean? So if you look at reality as a good positive thing with good people in good situations, again, life will treat you how you treat and look at it. You know what I mean? If you look for all the racist, all the wrongdoings of the world and what's wrong, then you'll see what's wrong. You'll see how ugly somebody is. You'll always see how their nose is too big or their face is a little uneven. But if you look for the beauties and positivities of life and focus on that, even when negativity sometimes show up, you'll experience a good reality. So it's like to even have a point of like reality is this or that, and I get it. It's to push a narrative. This is how the structure of his video, which I'm not knocking, and at the end of the day, this is a consumerism within itself. But it's like, yo, dog. Once you realize you create your reality, it's like there's no such thing as just a bad. I ain't even gonna say there's no such thing, but on the every as above, so below. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So for there to be a bad reality and bad mindset, there has to be a desirable good reality as well. So it's like you create your reality. So it's like capitalism, consumerism, uh, nationalism. What's the shit? What's the shit? Oh fuck. I forgot. But you know, the economy drying up. All these things, right? If you focus on these things, which is, let's be honest, it's a game. Like elections, even we don't select the president because how did a black how did a black Barack Obama come up out of nowhere? Nobody really knew too much of him before the election, and all of a sudden he's president, a black guy at that. That should let us know that we don't even select the president because when has that ever been a thing? Ever? Donald Trump, who's a businessman and movie star, became president. We don't select the president, y'all. Let's be honest. We don't select the president. It's just a game for us to play. To focus on everything else except what's in you, y'all. I'm trying to you create your reality, man. If you want good, focus on the good, and you'll get good back. But if you want bad and you want to focus on everything that's wrong, and you want to focus on brain rot and social media, and then hey, pay attention to shit like this, I guess.
In his book, Postman compares Soma, the drug, to the current state of media, right? The endless, mindless distraction that exists that keeps us numb. And
spiritual gurus, but like I bet you if modern day philosophers were alive today, they would use social media. So let's not look at social media too like it's completely bad. Like modern day philosophers would use social media and they would laugh, they would look at videos we're humans. This is part of the human experience, y'all. No, our humans isn't our definite form. This we're spiritual beings having a physical form, but like enjoy your human experience. Don't spend your whole you're a spirit that came here to enjoy this experience. So don't come here for this human experience and then try to live a spiritual experience because you're spiritual already. You know what I mean? You're eternal.
Pacifies us and removes our ability to think critically about what is happening. Now, I want to read you a quote from the foreword of this book that sends chills down my spine every time I read it. Keep in mind, this was written nearly 40 years ago, pre-internet. Orwell warns that we will become overcome by an externally imposed oppression. But in Huxley's vision, no big brother is required to deprive the people of their autonomy, maturity, and history. As he saw it, people will come to love their oppression, to adore the technologies that undo their capacities to think. What Orwell feared were those who would ban books. What Huxley feared was that there would be no reason to ban a book, for there would be no one who wanted to read one. Orwell feared those who would deprive us of information. Huxley feared those who would give us so much that we would be reduced to passivity and egoism.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, that is true. This is modern day society to a T, man. We have so much. You ever heard of Netflix syndrome or whatever it's called? Where you have so many options that you don't even know what to choose from. On top of that, everybody's passive and very egotistic. Everybody's always on TikTok saying what's wrong with the world, but it takes very little action to actually change their own lives. See, you don't change the world by going on a mass scale and looking how to save everyone and get everyone to change collectively at one time. That's not how you change the world. How you change the world is before you even step outside. When you look in that mirror and you brush your teeth, you comb your hair, flat iron it, you know what I'm saying, wave it up, whatever, and you look at yourself and you make a conscious effort and decision to say, I'm gonna be better today. I'm gonna do my best. And you say, I'm gonna change. You stop getting as angry at your kids. You stop getting as angry at your girlfriend, your mom, your brother, your sister. You stop getting as angry at yourself. Stuff like that's how you change the world. Because by you doing that and you reflecting that same behavior to somebody else, because everything is projection, that might inspire something in them to want to do better. Then they'll inspire somebody else to do better. Then they'll inspire somebody to do better than them. And then it just becomes this domino effect. That over time, you'll look at the world, and like I said, since you're on that frequency as well, you'll come and see that's why they say be the change you want to see. So it's everybody always talking as if they're better and how they want to see a change, but they never have the courage to initially take that step. But that's also because nobody wants to educate themselves. So this is a really good point, honestly. I can't agree with this.
Orwell feared that the truth would be concealed from us. Huxley
It's right in our face.
feared that the truth would be drowned in a sea of
Look at
irrelevance.
Huxley cooking, boy.
Now, coming back to our discussion about the
Look at
state
Huxley,
of media
boy.
and brain rot, the danger.
But again, too, I have to go back to frequency. I'm not sorry. I don't give a fuck. If you're always looking at irrelevance, if you're on the frequency of niggas who focus on irrelevance and you focus on that because your attention is God's currency, that's a quote from Neural Knowledge. If that's what you focus on, then you'll always be hidden. The truth will be hidden from you. But if you focus on truth, high vibrational qualities, high vibrational truths, universal truths, that's what you will find because that's what you focus on, man. It's all depends on your life is just like a YouTube algorithm. My friend Young Don the Sauce God explained it to me. Your life is just like a algorithm. If you click on a video about controversy and negativity, then the algorithm will show you more of that because that's what you're most likely to engage with. Your mind is the same. If you click on negative thoughts when they pop up in your head and your mind feed and focus on those, your mind will continue to show you more of that because you will only be given more of what you already have. So if you focus on the truth, you focus on positive videos, you will find more artistic, positive videos. We say content creation and art sucks right now. No, the fuck it doesn't. It's just niggas are focusing on all the trash art, the sexy red art, the Ice Spice, the TikTok art. Everybody's focusing on the Tommy Richmond art, the Central C arts, and then they get mad whenever because they keep seeing that. But that's what you keep clicking on. That's what you keep engaging with in your mind. You know what I mean? So what are you gonna focus on?
Lies in the fact that these new mediums, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, prioritize and reward entertaining content,
Right.
not enlightening content.
Right.
Entertainment is assumed in the form. Think about it. The only goal of these platforms is to capture and hold your attention for as long as they can so that more advertisers have opportunity.
Right. Which is true to a degree, but again, it's what you focus on. You can be on these platforms and find amazing messages. You can find truths. You can find stimulating intellectual conversations that set a conversation in a community around raising your frequency. Things that serve your higher self. Or you can whenever you look at a book, whenever you look at it, I get it. He's focusing on the negative, right? For a reason to have a conversation with these people. But like a book is trying to hold your attention. That nature is trying to hold your attention. The sun is trying to nothing is not trying to hold your attention. I need y'all to understand nothing is not trying to hold your attention. So we can't just have an argument of it's trying to capture everything is. God, everything has always tried to hold your attention. But again, we have to stop, we're looking at this from an external way, which is why the problem will never be solved. We have to stop looking at it as, this thing is the reason why I am going through bad things in life. This guy is the reason why I was abused. This woman is the reason why I hate myself. No, you are the reason why you hate yourself, and these people are manifestations, and you attract these people. These people are abusing you because you abuse yourself. Social media is stealing your attention because you give your attention. It's not social media's fault that society sucks. It's society's fault that society sucks, and social media is profiting off of that. Social media is we are attracting things on social media because of us. It all comes down to you. It's your fault. It's not social media's fault that you can't you pull out your phone every time somebody's talking to you. That's not social. That's your fault that you don't have the will and you don't have the right frequency to pay attention in life, to focus. And you're going to suffer from that because the people who are paying attention, the people who are attracting the right type of videos, the right type of algorithms, and focusing on things in life and not just a phone, we're seeing it pay off for them immensely. We're seeing this is the new age of young millionaires, young successful people, kids being tapped into some of the greatest knowledges known to man. It's all here for you. But again, it all goes down to what are you going to focus on? Are you going to focus on what this guy's talking about or are you going to focus about what I'm talking about? I'm Huxley, except I'm the positive version of Huxley, not the downer.
To put their products in front of you, and as a result, they both make more money, which means they will reward and push content which is outrageous.
That's what
content which is
did.
Hyper stimulating,
That's
which is
what
hyper
philosophers
entertaining.
did, y'all boys.
Instead of content that is nuanced, that is complex, that is long, that has depth, that is enlightening.
Like you. What are you trying to do right now? You're trying to get attention, bro. Which there's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but like you're trying to hold everybody's attention for 21 minutes, which by the way, this is a really good video. Shout out to Mikey Posada. But it's just you feel as though your content is more stimulating in a more positive way. So again, I don't think the argument to say that it's wrong to want attention that's not because we could be stimulated and only captured by content like this. You're still in a sea of content. You're still in a sea of stimulation regardless. There's no escape because like that's the thing. If you're gonna make an argument like just don't do this, there's no escaping it, right? There's no escape. So don't try to escape social media. There's no going off the grid and like stop it. You're not gonna live like that. You gotta live your life amongst humans, amongst society. We gotta be in society, yo. You know what I mean? So
And think about how many people nowadays struggle to sit through a 10-minute YouTube video without being distracted, without needing to be more stimulated by faster edits, by flashy captions, without texting at the same time. I know for a fact that if I sit in the back of a university lecture hall today, at least 30% of the people sitting in front of me will be text messaging, they'll be having a sports game on, they'll be playing a video game, they'll have something stimulating them because we can't sit through long, nuanced, complex information anymore.
You see how he says we can't? There's no such thing as you can't unless you think you can. See, this is again, what you focus on is what you will see. It's called your reticular activation system. If you close your eyes with me right now and go, I want to find the color red. I want to find the color red. You open your eyes, you'll find your brain will look for the color red. He focuses on everything wrong with our society. He focuses on the people who can't focus on complex, nuanced topics. So guess what he sees whenever he looks at the world? He always sees every person in the class who's on their phone, who can't focus on the lecture. But guess what I'm going to focus on? The people who can pay attention to the lecture. The people who aren't just tapped into their phone. So guess what? I always come across and I always end up seeing the people who can pay attention to nuanced topics. Always pay attention to the cultured people. Always attract those people. Always talk to those people. I always find those people. And the people who aren't that, I don't even focus on them because I'm not trying to attract more of them. I don't want to see more of them in my life. It all comes down to what you place your attention on. He said it at the beginning of the video. It all comes attention to what you're focusing on. And it seems like he's focusing on a lot of the bad. I get it's for a topic and a discussion of a video, but I think with the direction he's going will not help change at all. You know what I mean? Because he's only attracting more people that already think like this. He's not changing nobody's perspective. Like he's only attracting people who already have that same nuanced topic. So guess what? They'll all sit around and complain. Look, watch. When I go to the comments, I bet you it's straight complaining. No, the people who gravitate towards these videos are not people who want their their perspective change, but rather their perspective reinforced, because they attracted this because they focus on the negativities of life. So they attracted this video. You see how it all works together? Look, I also miss the old internet. There's so much good about the new internet, but they can't see. Before, everybody was on its shrunken attention span. You see what I mean? Normal conversation is rare now. No, it's not. 90% of news is, in fact, is just pure noise. Finding valuable information somehow forces you to be aware of the garbage. I think that's what's making it hard. You see? This is exactly why I deleted it. Also, you see, there's nobody who's like, whoa, you changed my perspective. They already all believe this, and this is a negative self-feedback loop, and this video reinforces a negative reality that a lot of people have taken on. You see what I mean? It all works together.
We've lost that ability, or at least a lot of us have.
No, we haven't.
The worst of us can't even
not.
sit through a 60-second TikTok without having Subway Surfers playing at
That's
the bottom.
cap, not me. Hey, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, once you understand that you create your reality and you attract everything to you, you don't chase things come to you instead, you'll understand why the problems in your life arise. You'll understand.
We laugh at this kind of stuff, but it really isn't funny.
And I want to say too, I don't mean to be a downer. Like I said, I really like this video, the editing. I think the message and its intention is well intentioned, and I just enjoy the video. I like the video, and I like that I can commentate around it. You know what I mean? But I don't think the execution is right. That's where people are going wrong. It comes down to the same quotes he's saying about philosophers. He's doing the same thing they said that they do. Like, he's complaining and he's criticizing the world. He's criticizing the external world when, again, it goes back to your internal. Anytime you look outside of you, anytime, like I said, anytime your car engine's messed up and you look at other people's cars to fix your car or to justify where your car is broken, or you look at your paint job to fix your engine being broken, you've already lost. You'll never get to the problem. You'll never solve it because you're always looking externally to suffice something lacking internally. So you'll always lose. And that's kind of what this video is.
When you think about it, these aren't children that we're talking about. These are lawyers. These are doctors. These are senators. These are mayors. These are entrepreneurs. These are innovators. These are scientists. When did we forget that children grow up to be adults which shape and run our world? The biggest problem with brain rot isn't just the reduced attention spans. That's a simple.
Yeah, this nigga's, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This nigga's views mongering. Like, most YouTubers, everybody does everything for views, right? More times than not. A lot of people, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people do things solely for the views. And it just kind of comes across as like, he's spitting what's kind of already known, and he just added a couple like philosophical quotes behind it to like get a bunch of views. Like, I know that's a big no-no. Like, YouTubers don't say that because like we're YouTubers and it's like a secret, and like it's almost like when you're an athlete and everybody's on steroids, you don't say another person's doing steroids because everybody's doing steroids, and that's like a unspoken rule that you always check the ball up before you play basketball. I don't know, nigga, but like, this is bullshit. I'm sorry, this is bullshit because it's just complaining. Like, it's just complaining about like a topic that's already known behind like a psychological, philosophical standpoint to make it sound deeper and more complex than it really is. Just focus on what the fuck you want and stop focusing on shit you don't. I don't. It doesn't get any more simpler than that. I swear to God. I swear.
That's the problem. The problem is that our ability as a society to engage in meaningful and complex discussions is being completely eroded.
What?
And as a result, we become
No,
a
I kind of
society,
agree
a
with that, I
culture
guess,
that's more
to a degree.
polarized, that is distracted, that can't engage.
Yeah, they do say Gen Z is the most unserious generation, but how are we the most unserious generation? But at the exact same time, you see a lot of Gen Z gives you a Gen Z stare and doesn't talk to people apparently. So we're the most unserious, but the most serious. We're the most free, but somehow the most incarnated generation at the same time. It's weird how the world works sometimes.
In conversations that would move us forward. Let's do a thought exercise.
You brought a knife
Imagine
to a gunfight.
we were to compress the entire 300,000 year history of Homo sapiens, us, down into a 1-year timeline.
Talk to me.
Right? So we discovered agriculture 12,000 years ago.
Right.
But in a 1-year timeline, that means we learned how to plant seeds 2 weeks ago. See how this works? So that means the Roman Empire rose and fell
Right.
in 3 days. The Industrial Revolution happened 3 hours ago. The internet only came around 45 minutes ago.
Okay.
The iPhone came out 1 minute ago. TikTok came out 10 seconds ago.
Right.
Are you getting this? Our brains are not anywhere near prepared for the way technology works, the way we are interacting with each other. We have all this new technology, but we are running on the same hardware that we had 300,000 years ago.
No, the fuck we are not. What is this nigga talking about? Shut the fuck. What the fuck? Shut up, man. This is bullshit. Your brain. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sick and tired of the shits. I can't do this, man. This is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. No, that is completely fucking false. Your brain, the human body, the human brain, the human cells are straight adaptive. Adaptive. Why I keep fucking up on these words? It adapts, my guy. It adapts. Whatever your body, brain needs, your cells need to survive, it will do. So whatever is needed for survival, that's what your brain and body will shape itself to do. So our brains and bodies have adapted to technology completely, which is why it's that much easier to focus on shit. It's that much easier to not focus on shit. It's that much easier to find entertainment. Like your brain, we as humans love to downplay the power of ourselves. The more you the more you look at external to fix internal, you give away your power. You give away your power to change and to shape your reality. Literally. That's a dumb take. What the fuck?
Right, in a 1-year timeline, all of the technology that we interact with on a daily basis came out in the final minutes, and we have not had the time to prepare, to adjust to all of the information.
Nobody did. Nobody had the time or information to adjust whenever philosophical guys came out with all their shit. And you don't think they were drowning out Martin Luther King? You don't think niggas was drowning out Socrates whenever? Like, this has always been a thing. This has always been. It may be a little bit more because of social media and all that, so it's more saturated, but there's always been the naysayers, the niggas who are bullshitting. There's a lot of niggas who sold the Bible and sold pardons. If you ever heard the Handmaid's Tales, there was the partners who was selling contracts to heaven and shit to wash away. Like, there's always been a bunch of bullshit, and the mainstream has more than always been bullshit. What the fuck? It's always been on you to educate yourself. It's always been on you to seek the truth. It's always been on you to accept the truth or ignore it and be with the ignorance is bliss. It's always been on you to choose the red or blue. Like, it's always been on you. It's never not been on you. And yes, social media can make that a little bit harder, but it goes back to you. If everybody else is jumping off a bridge, are you going to jump off a bridge? If everybody else is shooting themselves in the foot, are you going to shoot yourself? It comes back to you. Stop looking at it. Stop looking at everybody else for your problems. It's your problem. What are you going to do? We all have 24 hours. What are you going to do with yours? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's easy to sit around and loathe and talk about everybody else like this video right here. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's easy to say the whole generation is broke and the economy, but what are you going to do? Because there's millionaires right now who have 24 hours just like you. There's people who came from worse conditions than you that still got it. So what are you going to do? That's all I want to know from anybody who watches these type of videos and loathes and what are you going to do besides sit and complain and focus on the negative and continue to receive more negative realities? What are you going to do?
That is out there. We literally have brought a knife to a gunfight.
This is why I don't be liking some Gen Zers. I love Gen Z. I love our generation. It's different. But there's certain niggas in Gen Z, niggas like this, I don't be liking Gen Z sometimes because niggas just be complaining. Now, humans complain though in general, though. So that's not new. But I don't like niggas who complain all the time, bro.
So where does this leave us?
The art of conscious curation.
Because, believe me, the point of this video is not to be a fearmongerer. It's not to
That's what it comes
cause
across
outrage.
as.
My goal is
I'm gonna be honest, it comes across as like fear mongering and just kind of like rebranding a already well known topic that people can complain about, just with more philosophy behind it and nice editing. To be honest, it's no different than when people make the black community videos. You know what I mean? Those the black community is freaked out, or the CIA and the black, like, y'all all, nobody's actively actually trying to change the problem, because if there was no problem, there would be nothing for them to talk about. They constantly make videos about the black community being this and that specifically for views. I did it before. That's how I know it was only for views. It's not, I ain't gonna say it's only for views, because he genuinely probably has a connection to this topic, because he wouldn't be able to make it that long, this concise, and etc. But my point is, it's not to solve the problem. It's not to, this is just more fluff. This is just more talk.
not to.
Because if it was to change, you would see real conversations in his comments. But like I said, when we go to the comments, the reason you know this is one of those videos where it's just to get an audience that already believes this shit so they can sit and complain about it. It's just breeding grounds to complain. The main top comments in most of the comics is just niggas complaining, agreeing with what he already said. There's no, yo, this really made me think about our society and why don't we do this to start change? It's just niggas complaining, sitting from a holier than thou perspective of the world is fucked. And I hate that the world is fucked because I'm different and I want the world to be different. It goes back to how the guy said the people in the world will commit to passivity and egotism. Exactly what this guy is doing right now, and the comments, literally.
Demonize the internet and
It's a problem within a problem.
the global nature of communication.
It's so funny, bro.
Right?
I don't get it.
That's not the point at all. The internet
This is bull.
and the current state of media is a beautiful thing, and it provides us.
I understand why the older generations call us Gen Zers soft. Like, this comes across as kind of like, I get it. Why? I understand why each generation, including us, sees the problems with everybody else. I get it. But we all looking at external problems to satisfy internal
So many
problems.
opportunities that we've never had, ever.
This may be the last ad you ever see.
That's
Because
cap.
of the free ad block extension from
That's
Capital One
cap,
Shopping.
and it doesn't work. Ad blockers
Right?
only
The
work for
fact that
web
we can
pages, and they
communicate
barely even
across the
work
globe
there.
in a matter of seconds means that we can learn from each other. Means
This is
that we can
good.
organize ourselves, and means that we can solve problems at a global scale. We've never been able to do that.
This is good.
Right? Things such as NATO and the UN, and me solving a problem from someone across the world through a business, like, that's never been possible before. So these are
Right.
great things.
But watch how he goes. Watch how he briefly speaks on the positives and goes straight to the negatives. You see what you guys see what I'm saying, right? You could focus on all those things that he just said, and you would see the positives. You would be using AI right now instead of complaining about it, and like, you would be prospering right now in this new age with all this technology and information, the age of Aquarius they call it. Or you'll focus on the, like, just watch how quickly his energy shifts.
But at the same time, upon
What?
realizing how the medium impacts the message, how our ability to think critically and engage with long
See how he's talking about everybody else except himself. What about you, my brother? That's, if you creator watch, if the creator who made this, if you ever watch it, what about you though, my brother? Because it's easy to say, we can talk about everybody else. We can. But what about you? What are you doing to change this? That's what you could talk about. And he might get to that in this video. You know, he might. I might just be jumping the gun too early. But from the looks of it, it doesn't look like he is.
nuance and complex topics as being eroded. Upon realizing the impact that these new methods of communication are impacting our mental health, are
Who's
decreasing
mental
our
health?
attention.
Not mine, nigga. I'm good. See, I'm good. And the people I come across are good. We're good. Everybody's insecure. Yes, insecure. Like, I'm good. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know the type of niggas y'all be fucking with, but them niggas I stay far away from because they'll do me no good. And I'll do them no good.
Spans and all of that, it can be really discouraging.
No, not
It
for
can
me.
be scary.
For me, it's inspiring.
But I want to assure you that you're not powerless.
Okay. So it might get
If
better.
I know
It might
one
get better.
thing
Let's see where
to
he's
be
going.
capital T true, regardless of who you are or what your circumstances are, it's that we have the ability to choose. We get to choose what we give our attention to. We get to choose what deserves our energy and focus. No one can take that power away from you. Which brings us to the action of this video. The art of conscious curation. Do you want to reclaim your focus? Increase your mental clarity?
Is this nigga
And
a
be able
success
to make
coach?
decisions that
Don't tell me
serve
this
you
is a
and your
success
personal
coach.
mission as opposed to the agenda of
Just
some
giving
invisible
success
actors?
coach.
Do you want to improve your emotional well-being, your relationships, meanwhile reducing your anxiety, your comparison, and your self-doubt? Do you want to clearly define your values without external noise distorting your perception? Do you want to improve your creativity, the quality of your work? Do you
Okay.
want to learn faster and better? Do you want to be less impulsive in your decision making? Develop the ability to
What the fuck is the nigga? I'm trying to see. Is this nigga finna coach me or give me a book or like what the fuck? This is a lot of questions.
think
Nigga.
critically and become bulletproof
Damn.
to manipulation.
Do I want to be a better, higher version of myself? Is what he's asking. Yes, we always do. We always are shifting.
Propaganda and aggressive advertising. Do you want to take ownership of your mind and create a life by
You just
your
asked
design
the same
and not
question
someone
multiple
else's?
times, bro.
Sounds like the best product ever, doesn't it? Well, I'm going to give it to you for free. The solution lies in our ability to consciously curate the information, influences, and ideas that we allow into our lives.
Talk to me.
That's it.
Okay.
The quality of our inputs dictates the quality of our outputs.
Talk to me.
That's all it comes down to. It's
all
one
it
big
is.
inputs outputs equation. Garbage comes in, garbage will come out. Good things come in, good things will come out. Now, don't let the simplicity of the solution detract you from implementing it into your life. This is not easy by any means. First of all,
Yes, it is. Yes, the fuck it is. To even say it's not easy makes it that much harder and unattract people from changing the realities. It's very easy. Whenever you something bad happens, your mom comes in your room and starts yelling at you early in the morning, you have a choice. You can breathe and go, this is a frequency, this is a reality that my lower self has attracted, and it's a frequency that is fighting to stay alive. So it's reacting, it's having a cause trying to get me to react so I can lower my frequency. This is why they say I'm not even gonna stoop to your level. I'm above this. Literally. You can choose to go, I'm gonna engage with this low negative frequency. I'm gonna click on this thumbnail that's talking about this low vibrational energy, this controversy, or talking about why social media sucks, right? I'm gonna click on this thumbnail and I'm just gonna sit there and agree, yeah, and I'm gonna say society sucks, or I'm gonna let my mom get me angry, and then I'm gonna get angry, and I'm gonna agree, I'm gonna engage with this frequency, so I'm gonna see my whole day is gonna be bad now. Everything's gonna start going wrong for me. I'm gonna start seeing everything wrong, everything's fucked. Or you can go, nah. You can just laugh it off. You can just hug your mom. I'm sorry, mom. I'll do better next time. I'm sorry. You'll hug her. Then she'll laugh it off too. Then you'll go about your day. You'll have a good day. That's how it works. That's how the universe works.
when I say inputs, I'm not just talking about the YouTube videos that you watch, the accounts that you follow on Instagram.
Yeah, facts.
I'm talking about
Niggas be on Instagram
everything.
thinking that they're doing something because they got motivation.
the books you read,
TikToks
the
and
movies
shit,
you
bro.
watch, the music you listen
Facts,
to,
I agree.
the friends and family, how you interact with them, how you speak to yourself, right? Your self-talk, that's huge. Your physical and emotional states, your life experiences. Anything that your brain can process through your five sensory experience
Right.
is an input. Now, whether that input is good or bad is highly subjective. The answer to that will be personal and depends on your answer to the following question, which is, what do you want?
Okay.
What is your purpose? What do you want to experience in the limited time that you have left here? Now, if your answer is something along the lines of, I want to experience joy, I want to experience love, I want to push my body, my intellect, and my creativity to its limits, I want to see what I'm capable of, I want to be part of the community, I want to be useful. If your answer is somewhere along those lines, if you're clear on what you want, then the next step becomes incredibly obvious. How do I align every single input to that vision? You're clear on your North Star, then it just comes down to aligning every single input in your life to that. Right? Now that sounds simple enough, but that's only part one of this process. That's the curation aspect. The second element is much harder, and it's consciousness.
You notice how he makes changing, elevating to a higher frequency, he associates it with a hard thing. Like he associates it being hard. See, that's the problem. People go the bad thing, like everything that's good for you, everything that's going to improve you, everything that loves you and serves your higher self. Oh, that shit's hard as fuck. Oh, it's fucking hard. But everything that's bad for you, that fucks you up, that's not good for you, that shit feels good. That shit's easy. Why is that? Because it's a mind programming, and that's what we associate it with. If you associate money being something that comes with a lot of pain, money is the root of all evil, money is bad, money divides, then guess what? You won't attract a lot of money. Or every time you attract money, bad things will happen around you. Because that's the mind programming you have set. It's like, even whenever talking about positive and solutions, niggas make it sound hard, complex, and complicated purposely. So that way, it gets you to still focus on the negative. Like, it's easier because when you break it down like this, it's easier to just, again, focus on the problem, the effect, instead of the cause. It's very easy because it's like, oh yeah, it's easy to just go, yeah, this shit's fucked because social media and brain rot and nobody wants to talk to anybody anymore. And then they're like, well, to actually talk to people, and actually it's actually hard when it's not, unless you say it is. It is hard if you say it is because, again, that's the frequency you align and you're in tune with, so you attract people like that who is hard for them too. So it's just, you see how, that's how the universe works. That's how the universe works, man.
Your ability to be conscious and aware at any given moment, registering everything that is unfolding in front of you, your ability to be here now.
Very easy.
Mindfulness.
Very easy.
Why?
Just be here.
Because an input is only as good as your ability to register it and see how it aligns to your vision. Of what use is watching an educational YouTube video, a podcast,
Agreed.
if you were only half paying attention? If you were doing dishes at the same time, or you were...
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that too, because sometimes, like, whenever you're on a phone call, for instance, you ever notice you make art more freeing and flowingly, or you get ideas that come to you when you're on the phone? It's because your brain's not used to not seeing somebody but hearing their voice and still having a conversation with them. So you enter this lucid, flowy type of state, this trance-like state where the universe is much easier to speak to you because you're in between the physical and the spiritual, the invisible world. So no, I actually disagree, because sometimes that's the best time and state to receive certain messages and downloads, actually. But I understand what he's saying.
Answering text messages, right? If what use is reading a book, if while you're reading the book you're having like 30 other thoughts and your mind is wandering, you're not actually
read that fucking book, man.
Picking up the information that the author is giving you. Of what use is having a beautiful partner that loves you deeply, that supports you, if you are constantly finding flaws in their character and your head is on a swivel anytime you see another attractive person?
Yeah.
Every single day you wake up with a roof over your head.
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor? You've got to try Auto. Here's how it works.
Really, nigga?
You walk outside on a cold morning and the sun beams this beautiful warm light on your face.
Right after
you
this,
go to lunch with your friends, you laugh deeply.
Best
Maybe you
feeling.
get 3 hours.
Y'all ever been in school and like you're not supposed to be laughing, so it makes you want to laugh that much more. Just lunch table. I remember in college specifically, bro. I remember in college, I would go to lunch or dinner with my homie. Shout out to King Way, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dog Trey. And we would just sit there at the table and just like die and laugh at that shit. Shout out to my nigga, what's this nigga name? Fuck, I forgot his. Ah, damn, I forgot my dog name. He had a very distinct name too. Charles. Shout out to my dog Charles, man. We used to just sit there and just like we used to be geeking in college, bro. I swear, bro. Like, yeah, man, it's nothing like the homies, bro. And just like being there with people that care about you and love you. There's nothing like that.
On a weekend to work on a project that you're deeply passionate about. Life is offering you beautiful gifts day in, day out, moment after moment. But if you are not conscious, if you're not present, if you're not registering them, of what use are they? That's what this comes down to, right? Unfortunately, how media is organized, right? Brain rot, the brain rot problem, is fighting against us on both of these fronts. It takes away our presence, and it feeds us an unlimited amount of bullshit information that doesn't align with our vision. So we have to curate incredibly hard. We have to be super intentional with the inputs that we allow into our awareness, and we have to be conscious. We have to be present. We have to register all of it. I'm going to leave you to think about that. I hope this video served you. I hope you enjoyed it. Go implement that. And the truth is, at a societal level, I don't know how to fix this.
Don't ever. There's one thing I want y'all to take from this is don't ever look at the external to fix what is lacking in the internal. Don't ever look at the external to fix what went wrong and what is lacking in the internal, because it'll never suffice. It'll never be enough. This is why they say, how can you love anybody else if you don't love yourself? It sounds good, but it's true. You can only give what you have. You know what I mean? You can only give what you have at the end of the day. So don't focus on the world. Fuck the world. Fuck the world. The war is right now. Like, and it's like, how could you fix it anyways? Niggas that want to focus on this war, if a bomb drops on us and all this type shit, like niggas is ready to just like, what can we do? If a bomb drops on us, what can you do? If a bomb were to come right now, what could you do? By worrying about it, did that help you in any way? Did that help you prepare for a bomb being dropped on you? You're gonna sit here, Americans specifically, we're gonna sit here and focus on that shit. If niggas were to invade us, right, like what could we as citizens possibly do for real to stop that? So I say that to say you can spend your life in fear of death, negativity, things going wrong, or you could focus on today and just do what's right for you. You could live today like it's the fullest. Fuck a year, fuck a life, just right now. You could live like animals. They just live for right now, and that's like like dogs. They just live for right now, and that's why they're always so happy. Babies, they're just for right now, and that's why they're always so happy. Kids, they're just for right now. That's why they're so happy. Old people, just for right now, and that's why they're so happy. So decide what you focus on, and that's what you will be given. Yes, there will be tests. Yes, sometimes things will drop. That's the natural order of things. It's the balance of life. But if you maintain a frequency and emotion that you want, it'll ultimately always balance back out. So yeah, with that, man, I'm Alistair Virgo. I talk about topics like this on my main channel. This is my second channel where I just react and kind of commentate. But my main channel, I talk about topics like this, but more in concise, more in depth, and more structured. But anyways, yeah, check out my main channel when you get a chance. With that though, it's love, and I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one.